Veterans transitioning into civilian life face many challenges, one of which is finding gainful employment. Hi, I'm Monta Williams, and welcome to this edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Today, we're featuring 4 inspirational stories of veterans who reinvented themselves and are thriving in companies who value their unique experience and attributes. First up is Quest Diagnostics, one of the leading go-to medical testing labs for hospitals and physicians here in the United States. They recognize the valuable skills and expertise of our veterans.
We're in Tampa, Florida, visiting the National Operations Center of Quest Diagnostics. As the go-to lab for half the hospitals and physicians in the United States, Quest provides lab testing services to 1 in 3 adult Americans each year. Whether you walk through the doors of a Quest Patient Service Center or have your blood collected at your doctor's office, chances are Quest has processed, tested, and provided you and your doctor valuable health results. Quest Diagnostics proudly supports the men, women, and families returning to civilian life after serving in all branches of the United States Armed Forces. We'll first learn about the career that veteran Mandel Jackson has built for himself at Quest.
I've been working at Quest for just over 10 years. I'm responsible for neurogenetics, neuroimmunology, for the most part, anything that has to do with movement, illnesses that impact movement and cognition. One thing that you get a lot of in the military is ambiguity. That really helps me here at Quest, dealing with the unknown and having to figure out a way to effectively lead people while you do not know everything. It takes patience and calm and faith. I have 2 daughters. One is a freshman in college. One graduates high school this year. If I'm not at work, I am probably with my daughters. I served in the Army and the Navy. At that point, the Army had the GI Bill, so I used that to pay my way through school. I joined the Navy after earning an engineering degree. Next thing you know, I was going to Naval Officer Candidate School, realizing very quickly that I loved it, never looked back. I was a surface warfare officer. I served in San Diego, Long Beach, went to the Gulf, came back to Long Beach. My last job in the military was base closing officer for the Long Beach Naval Station. And it was at that point that I decided it was time for me to do something else.
My name is Jennifer Martinez. I work for Quest Diagnostics. I'm employed to lead and drive our inclusion and diversity strategy. Through our veterans employees, we get a sense of commitment and purpose that can't be found anywhere else. The more of that we can bring to Quest, the better we'll be for it. We have such an array of opportunities. If you were med tech, we have a role for you. If you were infantry, we have a role for you. And we'll work with you to make sure that we maximize that transfer of skill set.
Autumn Church served as military police for the Army before discovering Quest Diagnostics at a hiring fair in Tampa. She joined the company in 2014, recently celebrating her 6th anniversary with Quest.
I was in active duty for 5 years, and then I transitioned over to the reserves for a couple of years. While I was on active duty, I was customs inspection and black market investigation for a year, and then when I transitioned back over to the States, I was in a combat MP unit, so we would train and we would deploy. Now I manage the National Logistics Operations Center in Tampa. I stay with Quest because I have an opportunity to grow and to be mentored. When you're creating a plan for a mission, you always consider what risks are you going to face and how do you mitigate those risks. When I say it's transferable from the military into the civilian life, it is transferable from the military into the civilian life. The things that you are trained to do that you don't even realize you do transfer so well. I co-lead the Veteran Employee Business Network. And one of the goals that we have, first, to hire veterans, second, to retain veterans, third, to grow veterans. So that hiring phase, we need to get out there. We need to get to those tables. We need to talk to these veterans. Veterans can ping ideas and thoughts off of each other. We have a page where we put all of the information in case you need to get a hold of different parts of the VA or vet centers. The suicide rate for veterans is extremely high. You know, they talk about 22 a day. That scares me and that hurts me because some of my closest friends have been part of that 22. You have such a sense of purpose when you're in the military. When you come into the civilian world, you feel like you lose that sense of purpose. When I came to Quest, when I started realizing how important the work that we do here was, and that every single specimen, every single blood sample is a life, and everything that we do is important to that life, that's my sense of purpose.
Quest admires the strong commitment and sense of purpose veterans display throughout their military career.
Every specimen is a life. That blood test might have been my niece.
What I love about Quest and the purpose is it's about quick, accurate, reliable results. I love that.
Hunt provides over 52,000 homes for military personnel and their families in 49 communities across the country. So they, more than many, know how the skills and capabilities learned in our armed services can benefit their company.
My name is Cameron Ibarra, and I am the training manager for Hunt Military Communities. My husband, John, was in the Army for 26 years. When you're a military spouse, you're sacrificing too. And so when my husband decided to retire from the Army, it was scary. It was really scary going from what we knew in the military to the civilian world. So for a career in military housing, you still have that relatability. So I started in military housing in 2002, and in 2016 is where I discovered and started working for Hunt Military Communities.
My name is Jim Curtis. I'm the National Director of Maintenance for Hunt Military Communities. My father had been in the military for 26 years as a United States Marine. I joined the military when I was 17 years old. Right out of high school, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so this was a logical next step for me with the history of my family. The deployment that meant the most to me was when we deployed to Iraq with the 2nd Marine Division out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. I'd been in the Marine Corps for 25 years and had not seen combat. It didn't even feel real at first. But after a while, it did feel real when you saw what happened on a day-to-day basis with your fellow Marines, sailors, airmen. And then when you left it, you felt like you left a part of you over there. I came back and I spent another couple years on active duty at Camp Lejeune as their facilities chief. I got a call from a recruiter that told me that there was an opportunity at Hunt. They were looking for a maintenance director out there, that this was a great family company, that they cared about their people. I looked into it and I thought, this really aligns with what I'm trying to do to continue serving the people that serve us.
Hunt Military Communities is the largest privatized military housing company in the country. We serve 165,000 residents across the nation, and we have 49 installations across every branch of service. We're in a partnership with the military, and it is an important partnership. They're looking out for the resident. That's their role. And so we're here to partner with them to let them know that we have the best interest of our service members in mind in everything we do.
If you're transitioning from the military, Hunt is a great place to work. We're a tight family. You have a chance to give back to the military and continue to serve those families. Hunt values that. We value your leadership. We value your honesty and your integrity and the compassion that we know that you'll bring to the families that live in our homes.
I'm so proud to be a military spouse. I'm proud to work for Hunt Military Communities. I'm proud that we are impacting lives.
Every day we come to work trying to make a difference in someone's life, and our culture is that everyone has the authority to do the right thing in this company.
At Hunt Military Communities, we're serving the men and women who serve.
Odyssey Systems provides technical and analytical support to the private sector and the government, including the military. So for veterans who wish to support the armed forces in their next career, Odyssey is a perfect fit.
I'm Zach Caponia. I work for Odyssey Systems, and I'm a logistics manager supporting the F-15 program office. So I graduated high school and actually gave it a couple years out on the economy. And it gave me an opportunity to look and see if I wanted a future doing that. And that's when I realized, I don't think so. I'm looking for something bigger. I want to make a larger impact. And that's when I looked back towards the military. So I joined the military in 1992. I joined the military, I'd say, for the first time. I served for about 3 years, and then I had my first deployment to Saudi Arabia. During that time, I was able to support the F-15 and its missions. Also during that time in 1996, the Air Force was hit with Khobar Towers bombing.
Today, the FBI got to work in Dhahran, gathering the scorched, twisted pieces of a fuel truck loaded with explosives that ripped the front off the 8-story military dorm, exposing just how vulnerable U.S. troops are here.
No person or group has claimed responsibility for the attack yet, and we do not know who is responsible yet. As of this moment, 19 are confirmed dead, all Americans. 80 people have been seriously wounded, including some non-Americans. Anyone who attacks one American attacks every American, and we protect and defend our own.
A lot of airmen were injured. It was a significant occurrence in my career, but it changed me. I'd say I joined the Air Force for the second time in 1996. I had an opportunity after I recovered from my injuries to separate, but it changes everything. At this point, I have a whole bunch of battle brothers and sisters, and it changed the reason I served. When I originally joined, I joined to be part of something larger, a career, education. But when I joined the second time, I joined to stay with my brothers and sisters. And that stayed with me throughout my entire military career. So it comes to a point in anybody's military career when they've got to make a transition. I'd got my education, I pushed the button for retirement, and now it got serious. Now it's time to find a job. But I always had a dream in the back of my mind that one day I could work with the F-15 program office, and that'd be Odyssey.
Odyssey is a technical professional services company that augments the government teams so that they can maintain warfighter mission, they can keep their acquisition development programs ongoing. The company offers a wide variety of professional and technical support. We offer a broad array of engineering specialties, mission planning, program management, logistics to keep the Air Force's acquisition mission going. Odyssey works with the Air Force, for the Air Force.
So right now I'm a logistics manager supporting the F-15 program. I'm specifically working studies, and I'm out in the field to make sure the airmen have what they need to keep the F-15 a strong weapon system well into the future.
I am the Deputy Program Manager for the Odyssey effort at Eglin Air Force Base. Odyssey is a company that seeks to employ veterans and offers the organizational characteristics of your military unit. They're loyal to you, there's a small team, there's camaraderie, and there's a strong mission focus.
So Odyssey's growing. It's growing into a large company, but it still has that small business feel. For transitioning members that are looking to continue supporting soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, you can look to Odyssey Systems.
Odyssey is a great place to land after you retire.
As one of the world's largest oil field services companies, Schlumberger's huge operation spans different jobs that demand various technical skills and expertise. Their specialized veteran program helps transitioning veterans learn a new trade and help kickstart a brand new career.
Schlumberger is the world's largest oil field services company. Working globally, they invent, design, engineer, and apply technology to help customers find and produce oil and gas safely and efficiently. Schlumberger employs 100,000 people, representing over 140 nationalities around the world.
Hi, I'm Nick Tran, and I head Schlumberger's Community and Veterans Affairs program, and I'm also a veteran. It's an honor to be able to continue to serve, to bring veterans into our organization, and just to find the best talent out there. It's the discipline, it's the tenacity of being able to think on your feet, being able to troubleshoot, and just really just getting the job done. It's what being a veteran's about. My father and I escaped Vietnam the day Saigon fell. When I grew up, I realized the sacrifices that Americans and other countries made for our country to help us fight for freedom, and I wanted to pay back this country. And so right after high school, I joined the Army and fought in Desert Storm. And then 9/11 happened, so I re-enlisted and then deployed to Afghanistan. After Afghanistan, I reclassed as a combat medic and then asked to be sent back to Iraq. After leaving the military, you don't go through 3 different deployments from 3 different wars and come out perfectly like you came in.
The Schlumberger Veterans Program focuses on 2 essential steps for veterans when they return from service: recovery and transition.
Our goal to help veterans is to give them a hand up, not a hand out. We would send our recruiters, our hiring managers to bases, to universities, invite veterans to our campus and teach them how to write an effective resume. We also teach them how to interview correctly, brand themselves on social media, help that veteran be more competitive in the job market, regardless if they come work for us or not.
Military service definitely changed my perspective, my understanding of the world. I served in an armored reconnaissance regiment in the Canadian Army. I was inspired by both my grandfathers that served in the Second World War, knowing how much their service had meant to my family and our country. I was deployed overseas, and I controlled the crew-served weapon within my vehicle. And that certainly taught me to think on my feet and to troubleshoot, and to basically work as a team to overcome challenging circumstances. When you come home from active duty, it can be easy to get lost. It's not about what you did while you were over there. It's really about what you learned. And what sets me and other veterans apart is that service taught us stress management and gave us the ability to focus and deal with things that require reaction and adaptability. Schlumberger gets it, understanding the value and preparation my service meant for a career. I'm a father, I'm a husband. I was once a soldier. Transitioning from the military was a challenge, and all my experiences and perspectives on the world have culminated to who I am now. And I'm happy to say that I'm proud of where I am now. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to do better for our families. And Schlumberger has helped do just that.
So I have a favorite Latin phrase, and it goes, Alvium, Alvenium, Alfacium. And it stands for, I'll find a way or make one. And it's the approach that Schlumberger takes in everything that we do, especially when it comes to empowering veterans.
It's reassuring to know that after sacrificing so much during their military service, veterans are able to find opportunities at companies like these who offer fulfilling new careers. I'm Montel Williams, and thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.